what is going to be a down and dirty fight later on tonight. Jonathan Gresham, just his sight about how technically precise he is. Styles make fights tonight.
From Psychoville, Psycho Mike!
Well, I think my friend, the great Les Thatcher, would call Psycho Mike a little left of center, a bit atypical compared to the average athlete.
I would say he should be living behind a fence, but that's me.
From Punjab, India, Bhupinder, Gujjar!
Bhupinder from Punjab, India, all the way to Windsor, Ontario. Man who risked it all to risk it on his life's dream to be a pro wrestler.
From Los Angeles, California, Aswang, TJP!
TJP's really taking a leadership role in the United Empire in New Japan Pro Wrestling. What happened to the New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Openweight Tag Champions with Templario.
Who wants push-ups?
From Fort River, Manitoba, Michael Allen Richard Clark!
Well, the longest name in pro wrestling and maybe one of the biggest heads as well. I think I only have time to confirm that this is Michael Allen Richard Clark.
And the final competitor, he is Montreal's own Speedball, Mike Bailey!
Speedball is a Laval kid from the North Shore. He grew up 10 minutes away from this building and went to Malma South High School. This is the homecoming for Speedball Mike Bailey.
One of my favorite things in wrestling is when the hometown guy loses in front of his hometown. I hope that happens. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy than Speedball Mike Bailey, the French scumbag.
Even when it happens in Montreal,
I can't stand this kid.
Speedball, I believe a third-degree Taekwondo black belt.
And a fourth-degree pain in my ass.
What did Speedball do to you?
I can't stand him. How much time do we have?
Man who's tag teamed in AEW with Kevin Knight. They've been taking it to the Hurt Syndicate lately. That's impressive.
Oh, Speedball's talented. I just don't care for his personality. I certainly don't like that haircut.
Why? Because he's nice to people? Always
Sickeningly.
got a smile on
No
his
one's
face?
that nice. No one is that nice. It's got to be a work.
I thought all Canadians were supposed to be nice.
You're sitting next to one. Enough said.
Michael Allen, Richard Clark in control in the early going as these fans are absolutely raucous for Speedball.
Of course.
Psycho Mike, the master of the body slam. And Michael Allen, Richard Clark, certainly not the most beloved in this matchup. He has a way of making enemies, whether he means to or not, doesn't he?
I saw him in the back, and I pointed. I said, "Who's the mark?" And they said, "Yeah, that's right." And I said, "What are you talking about?" But that's what his name stands for.
That would be MARC, that's right. And Speedball sent to the outside.
Oh.
And hard collision with Mike and Speedball. That's scary.
That is. That's how you tweak a knee there. Thankfully, it looks like he's okay.
Gujjar, 7 or 8 year pro, being double teamed. Gresham and TJP now. TJP introduced as Aswang TJP. That's from Filipino mythology. It is a shape-shifting creature in their folklore that's representative of rebirth and, fittingly, tonight, of resurrection. We'll see if that can be an omen for TJP.
That was a confusing explanation you just gave. I'll just say this, TJP is a fantastic all-around wrestler, always one of my favorites.
Absolutely is, but TJP used that connection with his culture, much like Speedball, used the connection of those kids
screw loose, in my opinion, to wrestle with no boots.
Check out TJP.
Yeah, this is what he does. Very, very innovative.
Yeah, that octopus hold, that Manjikatami. TJP, very proficient in that, as is certainly, as well, the octopus Jonathan Gresham, but Psycho Mike sees his opening, but maybe sees that door close as soon as it opens. TJP is one of those guys that's timeless. He's been wrestling since 1998, and he moves like he does. He still looks so youthful. This guy found the fountain of youth.
Yeah, no, he's a fantastic, fantastic athlete.
Oh, nice takedown.
And he's literally been all around the world, wrestles any style, but he's in there with a real psycho, frankly. It's not just a nickname. Look at those eyes.
Yeah, you can look into those eyes and see that somebody else might be driving. Do you want to see a body slammed on?
I don't know, is it 1985?
Hey, it doesn't matter what year it is as long as it works. Michael Allen, Richard Clark survived a street fight with PCO during our Mayhem weekend, and there's some Mayhem center of the ring. And I'm not sure if that was by design or coincidence, but the bodies came approaching, and Clark had an answer. Clark was bragging to me in the locker room area earlier that he's part of the Canadian Push-Up Hall of Fame. I don't know if it exists.
It doesn't.
Oh.
I heard him announced as he's from Manitoba, is that right?
Yeah, I believe so.
You know, there's a lot of guys ever since I went to All Elite Wrestling that have pretended to be from Manitoba so they could try to get the rub from me. I think this might be the case.
I'm not sure if that's the case. Well, maybe it is. I think you and Clark would get along. You guys have a lot in common.
I think he has more in common with you, and it's just his name.
And check out Psycho Mike.
This is trouble. This is trouble.
Clark was looking for the Setup Hall of Fame.
Oh, God.
Oh, you knew it was coming.
Oh, yeah.
There was nowhere to go.
Couldn't happen to a bigger mark either.
And Psycho Mike follow through in the corner, used his body as an offensive weapon.
Psycho Mike is a big, strong athlete. I mean,
jeez, great agility too.
Probably needs a manager to do the thinking for him, though.
Done pretty well on his own thus far. But, I mean, speaking as a competitor, Don, how do you prepare for someone where they don't even know what they're going to do?
Well, that's the problem, isn't it?
TJP hits that tornado DDT, and Gresham slips in underneath.
Look at how smooth Gresham is on the up and down.
Gresham thrives on the mat, and I never thought I'd say this, but Don Callis, I was jealous of you when Gresham with a bridge, 2 count only, when I saw you got to call Gresham versus Zack Sabre Jr. last month.
Well, there's many, many reasons to be jealous of me. I don't know if that's one of them or not, but I love calling Jonathan Gresham matches because he's just so good to watch, just so smooth.
Nice back kick, and Speedball can hit you from all sides. The dexterity, second to none. And win for the shooting star, but Gresham out of harm's way.
Someone should stomp on those nasty feet of Speedball Bailey.
That's the risk he takes. Oh, I think it helps him with his agility, his balance. Some people are just like that. Kevin Von Erich, for example. Bhupinder, springboard crossbody.
Bhupinder is a freaky athlete, and he's not a small guy, 6'3", 220.
And keep in mind, on a one-fall situation, Blue Thunder Bomb, you got to neutralize not just the man that you're focusing on in that moment, but there are 5 potential athletes to play spoiler. As we want to remind you, our sponsor presenting this matchup and Speedball Standing Shooting Star is Ship Nerd, where you can ship smarter. And certainly Speedball having a great, smart strategy in that instance, because he took out multiple athletes in one fell swoop.
Speedball got these fans here in Laval, in Montreal, behind him solidly.
Oh, many of these people watch Speedball grow up through the years. Gresham slips underneath, so cagey, so crafty. And an unwitting assist by TJP. wrenching the arm of Bhupinder, or rather the leg.
This is where Gresham is dangerous. He gets you off your feet, and he starts locking you into these many submissions.
Yeah, you notice how frantically Bhupinder's trying to counter out of this.
That's smart.
Gresham looking for systematic dissection, and you can tell that it's locked in tight, but Speedball looking cross arm breaker, TJP with the head scissors. And Clark, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Clark doesn't know any submissions, so he's just gonna stand there.
Is that the case?
Well, apparently.
No, he's gonna do push-ups. The Hall of Fame may be watching. He'll break his own record. So obviously for Clark, the spotlight has superseded winning, at least for a moment. But Psycho Mike, he's unorthodox, but he's always got his eye on the prize. And he's looking for a big body slam.
Good Lord. He is a strong, raw-boned guy.
And TJP body slammed onto Bailey after Clark was slammed onto TJP, and now Bailey onto Gresham. It's not conventional, Dom, but it's smart as hell.
I guess so, but I mean, what else is in the arsenal?
Body slam. Hey, less is more. Sometimes it's all you need. Psycho Mike just ran the table. And Clark, the victim. Oh no. Something's going through the mind of Psycho Mike. And it won't end well for Clark. No, he got caught. Too much weight on the outside. Wait a minute. Psycho Mike scores! This is the kind of action you get at Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. And you'll get another body slam too. And you'll get another body slam too. And you'll get an additional body slam. That's got to do it. And TJP comes through with a knee. My God, TJP, I'm sure you're proud that TJP's done a United Empire overhaul after Will Ospreay's absence. But now TJP and Speedball Mike Bailey, where they step over toe hold.
Well, interesting thing here is Speedball is going to have a hard time using those educated feet because he's got it locked into the hold that he's got on Psycho Mike, or rather on Mark.
And look at Gresham looking for that Manjigatami, that octopus hold.
What a disaster this is. Too many guys, and now Gresham is slapping.
Oh,
wow.
If you play Gresham's game, it's usually advantage Gresham. But check out the textbook bridges from Speedball and TJP. And TJ just now released the step over toe hold after that whole time. Roundhouse kicks. TJP and Speedball down. One fall scramble, Maple Leaf Pro. Unbelievable action.
You know, if I were in this match, I'd go out and get the ring hammer and I'd use it on one of the toes of Mike Bailey. Wouldn't that be tremendous?
Why are you fixated
I'd love to see him do some of those fancy kicks with a broken foot.
You're fixated on his feet. It's weird.
I'm fixated on him. He makes me sick.
I like Speed. Well, wait a minute. I like TJP as well. Monkey flip nicely done.
Who don't you like? Don't answer that.
Oh, nice jumping Enziguri. Bhupinder hit hard on the outside. Nowhere to protect his fall. A Speedball. That kick was so fast I nearly missed it. And Psycho Mike is caught in a cross-face chicken wing. Now a rear choke. Won't be a legal submission in the corner, but...
Great counter there.
Yeah. That Finley-style roll. Mark the elbow. And Psycho Mike gets free. Speedball missile drop kick.
Well done.
And those 2 feet caught Psycho Mike high. Hard spill to the outside from TJP. Bhupinder. Oh, Speedball with a springboard moonsault. And Bhupinder somersault plunge.
move by Bhupinder.
Well, we've seen the Greshams and the TJPs excel on the mat. But Don, sometimes you just need one high-risk maneuver to completely change the tides.
In a match like this, you also need to try to have the ring to yourself because someone's always going to come and try to break up the pin.
Respect for all 6 of these athletes. A raucous Montreal crowd as TJP urgently gets Speedball Mike Bailey into the Kevin Sullivan Tree of Woe. And the double stomp.
This might be it.
Hook of the leg, TJP. Almost had a big victory to take back to New Japan and the United Empire. Speedball is prone. These fans would love to see a Speedball resurgence. The wide red eyes, symbolic of that Aswang mythological creature, could do nothing to stop Psycho Mike's onslaught. Wait a minute, Clark.
This is smart wrestling by the Mark here.
Double power bomb, an opportunist.
He is an opportunist. I like that about this kid.
Oh, the Mamba splash, standing style by TJP. Gresham kicked off.
Whoa!
Springboard Quebrada. And Gresham and Speedball, same idea, without a conference. Those instincts are working overtime. But only one of these men can win, even if they do connect with these high-risk maneuvers. Stereo shooting star, double pin, double kick out.
I am shocked that that's not a 3 count. Impressive.
What is it gonna take to not just keep one man down, keep this field down? Gresham fires.
Whoa, right on the shoulder.
TJP, there's a standard Mamba splash. That could do it. If it was one-on-one, it would've. But Psycho Mike, a fisherman buster. He calls that the devastating maneuver.
Aptly named.
It's very literal sometimes. There's a spear. Gujjar connected.
Oh,
Gargoyle
my
spear.
God, oh my
Jeez.
God.
Bailey caught Ultima weapon and flush, but Clark just stole the pin.
Who wants push-ups?
Here is your winner, Michael Howlett Richard Clark.
Well, Clark pushes his way up the contenders rankings in Maple League Pro. I don't know if I would have called this man with his hand raised at the end, Don.
I'm actually impressed. You know, I started off not being impressed, but he's an opportunist, as you said, and I think he took full advantage, and Speedball Bailey is irate.
Michael Allen Richard Clark outsmarts the field.